This is the Algebra 1 Spring Final for Mr. Garcia. Before you begin, please make sure that the test name shown at the upper right of this test matches the test name on your pre-printed answer sheet. If they are different, please see a proctor to get a matching answer sheet. Please mark your answer clearly and darkly on the answer sheet. Students can use a single 8.5 by 11 page of notes on both sides, a calculator, and the formula sheet that comes with the final. Students are not allowed to use the algebra text. I'm going to read each question. When I finish reading the question, you should pause the video. Then you have time to work out the problem and then push play again, and we'll move on to the next question. Number 1, the table below represents a function. A, true, B, false. Number 2, the graph below represents a function. A, true, B, false. Number 3, consider the function f of x equals -2 times the absolute value of 5 minus x. Find the value of f of -2. A is 6, B is -6, C is 14, D is -14. Four, the point -6, 9 is on the graph of g of x equals 2/3 x minus 5. A is true, B is false. The table below, question number 5. The table below shows direct linear variation. A is true, B is false. Number 6. If y varies directly with x and y equals 9 when x equals 6, find y when x equals 12. A is 18, B is 8, C 24, D 3. Number 7. Joe's pay varies directly with the number of hours he works. If he made $64.50 for working 6 hours, how much will he make for working 8 hours? A is $78, B is $82.50, C is $85.75, D is $86. Number 8. If y varies indirectly with x and y equals 15 when x is 1/3, find y when x is 1/2. A is 2.5, B is 5, C is 10, D is 20. Number 9. The speed it takes to travel a given distance varies inversely with time. If it takes 12 hours when traveling at 60 miles per hour to go a certain distance, how long would it take to cover the same distance at 90 miles per hour? A is 6 hours, B is 8 hours, C is 9 hours, D is 10 hours. Number 10, if y varies directly with the square of x and y equals 3 when x equals 2, find y when x equals 4. A is 6, B is 3/2, C is 12, D is 24. Number 11. Write a coordinate rule for the translation of function A to function B. Number 12. The number square root of 12 is rational. A is true, B is false. Number 13. Which is not a property of radicals? Number 14. The expression the square root of 180 reduces to A. It cannot be reduced, B. 3 times the square root of 20, C. 18 times the square root of 10, and D. 6 times the square root of 5. Number 15. The expression the square root of 124 reduces to A. It cannot be reduced, B. 2 times the square root of 62, C. 2 times the square root of 31, D. 12 times the square root of 3. The expression the square root of 3 plus the square root of 3 can be simplified as A. The square root of 6, B. 2 times the square root of 3, C. 3, and D. It cannot be simplified further. Number 17. The expression 5 times the square root of 90 reduces to A. 3 times the square root of 10, B. 15 times the square root of 90, C. 15 times the square root of 10, D. 50 times the square root of 3. Number 18. An irrational number can be written as a decimal. A is true, B is false. Number 19. The expression the square root of 45 minus 3 times the square root of 8 plus the square root of 20 simplifies to A. 3 times the square root of 5 plus 5 times the square root of 2, B. 5 times the square root of 5 minus 6 times the square root of 2, C. Negative square root of 3, D. Negative 3 times the square root of 57. Number 20. The expression 3 divided by the square root of 2 simplifies to A. Square root of 6 divided by 2, B. 6 times the square root of 2, C. 3 times the square root of 2 divided by 2, D. It cannot be simplified further. Number 21. The expression 18 divided by the square root of 27 simplifies to 3 times the square root of 2, B. 2 times the square root of 3, C. 2 times the square root of 27 divided by 3, D. It cannot be simplified further. Number 22. The expression the square root of 24 x cubed y squared reduces to A. xy times the square root of 24x, B. 2x times the square root of 6xy, C. 6xy times the square root of 2x, D. 2xy times the square root of 6x. Number 23. Solve the equation x squared equals 60 and simplify the answer. A. 2 times the square root of 15, B. 30, C. Plus or minus 2 times the square root of 15, D. Plus or minus the square root of 60. Number 24. Solve the equation 1/2 x squared minus 3 equals 6 and simplify the answer. A plus or minus 6, B plus or minus 3, C plus or minus the square root of 15, D plus or minus 3 times the square root of 2. Number 25. Find the value of t in the diagram. A 25, B 30, C 35, D 40. Number 26. Find the value of x in the diagram. A 1, B 2, C 3, D 3.5. Number 27. Valerie said the greatest common factor of two polynomials is 7bc. Which two polynomials did she use? A 35ab squared c and 7ab c squared. B 35ab squared c and 7b c squared. D a b squared c and 7b c squared. D a b squared c and 7ab c squared. What is the greatest common factor of 125t cubed m to the fifth plus 60t to the fourth m squared plus 85t to the fifth m squared? A 5t cubed m squared. B 25t to the fourth m squared. C 15t to the fourth m to the fourth. D 5t to the fifth m squared. (29) 4x squared minus 2x plus 8 minus the polynomial x squared plus 3x minus 2. A is 3x squared plus x plus 6. B is 3x squared plus x plus 10. C is 3x squared minus 5x plus 6. D is 3x squared minus 5x plus 10. Number 30. Which is a factor of x squared minus 11x plus 24? A, x plus 3. B, x minus 3. C, x plus 4. D, x minus 4. 31. Negative 3x squared times the polynomial 5x cubed minus 2x plus 3 equals A, negative 15x to the 6 plus 6x squared minus 9x squared. B, negative 15x to the 5th plus 6x cubed minus 9x squared. C, negative 15x to the 6 plus 6x squared plus 9x squared. D, negative 15x to the 6 minus 6x squared minus 9x squared. Number 32. Factor x squared minus 3x minus 18. A, is x plus 3 times x plus 6. B is x minus 9 times x plus 2. C is x plus 3 times x minus 6. D is x plus 9 times x minus 2. Solve the quadratic using any method. X squared minus 49 equals 0. A is plus or minus 49. B is plus or minus 7. C is plus or minus 49 halves. D is no solution. Number 34. Solve the quadratic using any method. X squared plus 2x minus 15 equals 0. A, 3 and negative 5. B, negative 3 and 5. C, 15 and 1. D, no solution. Number 35. Solve the quadratic using any method. X squared plus 6x minus 2 equals 0. A is 2 plus or minus root 5. B is negative 3 plus or minus root 7. C is negative 3 plus or minus root 11. D is no solution.